Have you ever felt like your emotions hold the key to unlocking your true potential? What if I told you that the energy of one specific zodiac sign could guide you to embrace love, healing, and transformation in ways you never imagined? Welcome to Zen Mind Peaceful Life, where we explore the power of astrology to guide us toward deeper peace and self-awareness. Today, we're diving into the spiritual wisdom of Cancer, a sign that teaches us to nurture not only others but ourselves as well. Cancer's essence is deeply connected to the heart and the powerful energy of the moon, which governs our emotions and inner wisdom. When you embrace the loving and intuitive nature of Cancer, you unlock a path of emotional healing, self-discovery, and spiritual growth. It's about more than just self-care. It's about understanding the deeper currents of your emotions and using that awareness to transform your life from the inside out. In this video, we'll explore how Cancer's nurturing energy can help you reconnect with your true self, find balance in your relationships, and open your heart to the transformative power of love. So, if you're ready to transform your life through the wisdom of Cancer, stay with us till the end. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who may need this gentle reminder of the power of love. Cancer, the nurturing and intuitive water sign ruled by the moon, is one of the most emotionally intelligent and compassionate signs in the zodiac. Its energy is deeply connected to the emotional world. And through this connection, Cancer teaches us about the importance of love, vulnerability, and emotional healing. The spiritual wisdom of Cancer isn't just about the emotions we feel, but about understanding how these emotions shape our lives, our relationships, and our connection with the world around us. At the core of Cancer's energy lies a profound connection to the heart. The heart is not merely a symbol of love. It is the seat of our emotional intelligence. For Cancer, this connection to the heart goes beyond superficial affection. It is about understanding the depths of our own emotional experiences and learning to navigate them with grace and compassion. When we tune into Cancer's energy, we begin to see that true transformation begins within the heart. By allowing ourselves to feel deeply, we become more attuned to the love and wisdom that resides within us. This ability to tap into our emotional core is what allows us to heal, grow, and ultimately transform. As we move through life, our emotions can sometimes feel like a heavy burden, especially when we face challenges or difficult circumstances. Cancer, however, teaches us that emotions are not burdens to be carried but powerful tools of self-discovery and healing. By embracing our feelings and allowing ourselves to fully experience them, we begin the process of emotional healing. Cancer's energy encourages us to explore the depths of our emotional landscape, shedding light on areas that may have been hidden or ignored. It is through this exploration that we are able to heal old wounds, release past trauma, and create space for new, more positive experiences to enter our lives. The moon, as Cancer's ruling planet, plays an essential role in this process. The moon is known for its cyclical nature, constantly waxing and waning, much like our emotions. This connection to the lunar cycles teaches us that our emotional states are not fixed but constantly in flux. Just as the moon goes through its phases, so too do our emotions shift and change over time. This cyclical nature of the moon reminds us that our emotional experiences are not permanent, they are transient, and with time, we can learn to navigate them with greater ease and understanding. When we learn to embrace the ebb and flow of our emotions, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our capacity for transformation. This emotional intelligence is at the heart of Cancer's ability to nurture not only others but also themselves. Cancer teaches us that self-care is not just about pampering ourselves in the physical sense. It is about nurturing our emotional well-being. When we take the time to care for our emotions, to tend to our inner world, we create a foundation of peace and stability from which we can face life's challenges. Cancer reminds us that true healing begins when we prioritize our emotional health, and this is something that can be integrated into our daily lives through practices that honor our feelings, provide comfort, and promote self-reflection. The protective energy of Cancer is another key aspect of its spiritual wisdom. Cancer's natural instinct is to protect those they love, creating safe spaces for emotional expression and healing. This protective energy can be found within ourselves, as we learn to create emotional boundaries that safeguard our well-being. Just as Cancer offers a nurturing and secure environment for others, it also teaches us how to create those spaces for ourselves. This energy is not about building walls to shut out the world, but about creating environments where we can feel safe to express our emotions without fear of judgment or rejection. When we learn to protect our emotional space, we allow ourselves to thrive and grow, free from external pressures or negativity. It's important to recognize that Cancer's protective nature is not a sign of weakness but of strength. It requires strength to be vulnerable, to open your heart and trust that you will be cared for. This strength comes from knowing that by embracing your emotions and setting boundaries, you are honoring yourself and your needs. It is through this self-awareness that we can better connect with others, build more meaningful relationships, and experience true emotional intimacy. Creating a safe, nurturing environment is not just about physical spaces but also about the mental and emotional spaces we cultivate within ourselves. Cancer's wisdom shows us that emotional self-care isn't a one-time act but a continual practice of checking in with ourselves, understanding our needs, and responding to them with kindness and patience. It teaches us to be gentle with ourselves, especially when we're going through tough times, and to honor the natural rhythms of our emotions. This kind of self-care is about recognizing our own value and ensuring that we treat ourselves with the same love and compassion we offer to others. As we continue to explore Cancer's energy, we begin to see that nurturing is not a passive act. It's an active choice to prioritize our emotional health and well-being. Whether it's through setting aside time for relaxation, practicing mindfulness, or simply being present with our feelings, Cancer teaches us that emotional care is essential for a balanced, peaceful life. When we embrace Cancer's teachings, we begin to understand that nurturing ourselves is the foundation of all other forms of healing and growth. It is only by first caring for our own emotional needs that we can truly be present for others and share the love we have cultivated within ourselves. Cancer's influence on relationships is another powerful aspect of its spiritual wisdom. This sign understands that true connection comes from a place of emotional openness and trust. Cancer invites us to let down our guards and allow ourselves to be vulnerable with those we care about. Through this vulnerability, we create deeper bonds, built on mutual respect, understanding, and love. Cancer teaches us that emotional intimacy is the cornerstone of meaningful relationships, and it is through this connection that we can experience true partnership. By embracing Cancer's energy, we can learn to navigate our relationships with more emotional depth and sensitivity. It's about recognizing the emotional needs of others and responding with empathy and care. When we open our hearts to others, we invite a level of intimacy that goes beyond surface-level interactions. This emotional depth allows us to form connections that are not only fulfilling but also transformative. Cancer's ability to connect deeply with others is also tied to its strong intuition. Cancer's intuitive nature allows it to sense the emotional currents of those around it, making it an excellent listener and confidant. This ability to understand others on a deeper level is a powerful tool in building meaningful connections. When we tap into our own intuitive abilities, we can better navigate the complexities of our relationships and respond to the needs of those we care about. Cancer's wisdom shows us that true connection requires more than just words. It requires emotional presence, empathy, and the willingness to listen with an open heart. As we reflect on Cancer's role in our lives, we begin to see how its wisdom can guide us toward emotional healing and transformation. Cancer's lessons on vulnerability, self-care, and emotional connection teach us how to create more harmonious, loving relationships with ourselves and others. By embracing Cancer's energy, we open ourselves to the transformative power of love and emotional growth. And in doing so, we create a foundation of peace and harmony that can shape every aspect of our lives. As we continue to explore the spiritual wisdom of Cancer, it's crucial to dive deeper into how this zodiac sign teaches us to embrace our emotional depths. Cancer is often misunderstood for its sensitivity. But this is a strength, not a weakness. Cancer shows us that vulnerability isn't something to be feared. Instead, it's a doorway to profound emotional healing and personal growth. This ability to be emotionally open is something that can transform our inner worlds and relationships in powerful ways. Cancer's connection to the past is one of the most intriguing aspects of its energy. Many people associate Cancer with nostalgia, as it naturally gravitates toward memories, history, and the emotional threads that tie us to our roots. But this is not about clinging to the past in a way that prevents growth. Rather, it's about understanding the past so we can heal and move forward. Cancer teaches us to reflect on our history, not with regret, but with the wisdom gained from those experiences. The lessons of the past often hold the key to understanding our current emotional patterns. Cancer invites us to look back not just as a way of remembering, but as a means of emotional liberation. By reflecting on the past, we can gain a deeper understanding of our emotional triggers and the ways in which our past experiences shape our present emotional landscape. Cancer shows us that by acknowledging and understanding our past wounds, we are better equipped to heal and release them. This process is not about living in the past, but using it as a tool for self-awareness. Cancer's influence encourages us to gently face what has been buried in the depths of our hearts, offering the emotional tools necessary to move through these feelings with compassion. This connection to the past doesn't only apply to personal history, it also affects how we relate to our heritage, family traditions, and cultural roots. Cancer's energy urges us to honor where we come from, to acknowledge our lineage, and to understand how our family dynamics and ancestral history shape who we are today. When we take the time to reflect on our origins, we can heal generational wounds and break free from harmful cycles. This can lead to a deeper sense of emotional peace, as we release patterns that no longer serve us and create a future that aligns with our highest potential. In addition to the emotional and psychological benefits of reflecting on the past, Cancer's connection to history also plays a significant role in its ability to manifest dreams. Cancer teaches us that the dreams we carry in our hearts are deeply connected to the emotional experiences that have shaped us. When we tap into our emotional wisdom, we are better able to manifest those desires that come from a place of authentic emotional truth. Cancer's wisdom shows us that by understanding our emotional needs, desires, and past experiences, we can create a clearer, more focused vision of the future. Manifestation, when approached from the lens of Cancer's emotional depth, is not about surface-level wishes or material goals. Instead, it's about aligning with the emotional truths within us that guide us toward our deepest desires. Cancer teaches us to connect with our inner world, to trust our intuition, and to use our emotional energy as the driving force behind our manifestations. The process is much more than visualizing the end result. It's about feeling the emotions associated with the desired outcome and allowing that energy to propel us toward our goals. This emotional connection to manifestation is a powerful tool for creating lasting change in our lives. Cancer's lessons on patience and emotional resilience further enhance our ability to manifest our dreams. One of the hallmarks of Cancer's energy is its nurturing and patient nature. Just as a mother patiently nurtures her child, Cancer teaches us the importance of nurturing our goals and dreams with care and patience. Manifesting what we desire often requires time and effort, and Cancer's wisdom reminds us that nothing worth having comes instantly. It encourages us to trust the process and to remain emotionally resilient in the face of challenges. The lesson of patience is deeply intertwined with Cancer's emotional intelligence. When we practice patience, we are also practicing emotional resilience. We learn to accept the ebbs and flows of life and understand that there are times of growth and times of rest. Cancer's energy invites us to trust that the universe has its own rhythm and that everything unfolds in its own time. By aligning with this rhythm, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, allowing our emotional wisdom to guide us through the ups and downs of life's journey. As we continue to embrace Cancer's spiritual wisdom, it's important to recognize how this sign helps us navigate our relationships with others. Cancer's nurturing qualities make it an excellent partner, friend, and confidant. The emotional intelligence that Cancer embodies allows it to connect deeply with others, creating bonds that are not just surface level but rooted in emotional understanding and empathy. Cancer teaches us the value of emotional intimacy, which is the foundation of all healthy relationships. Emotional intimacy is not just about being open with others, it's about being present, empathetic, and understanding. Cancer encourages us to be fully engaged in our relationships, to listen with our hearts, and to offer support and care without expecting anything in return. This kind of emotional availability fosters deep, lasting connections with others. When we embrace Cancer's energy, we learn to nurture our relationships with kindness, patience, and unconditional love. Cancer teaches us that true connection comes from a place of emotional authenticity. And it is through this authenticity that we can build relationships that are not only meaningful but transformative. One of the most powerful aspects of Cancer's influence on relationships is its ability to help us set healthy emotional boundaries. While Cancer is naturally nurturing, it also understands the importance of protecting its emotional space. This boundary setting is not about shutting others out, but about creating a safe environment for emotional expression. By learning to protect our emotional energy, we can create healthier, more balanced relationships. Cancer teaches us that emotional boundaries are essential for maintaining our emotional well-being and that it is okay to say no when we need to. Through Cancer's lessons on emotional boundaries, we gain the ability to cultivate relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding. Cancer's wisdom shows us that we don't have to give all of ourselves away to others in order to be loved. Instead, we can offer our love and support from a place of emotional abundance, knowing that we are worthy of the same care and respect in return. Setting boundaries allows us to preserve our energy and maintain our emotional health, which in turn allows us to show up more fully in our relationships and offer the best of ourselves to others. As we move forward, Cancer's spiritual wisdom continues to guide us toward emotional and psychological growth. It helps us navigate the complexities of our emotions, teaches us how to honor our past while building a bright future, and shows us how to cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships. By embracing Cancer's teachings, we open ourselves to the transformative power of love, vulnerability, and emotional resilience. With this wisdom in hand, we are empowered to live a life of greater peace, harmony, and self-awareness. Cancer, as a sign that governs the emotional and intuitive aspects of life, continuously urges us to connect deeply with our inner selves. The nurturing energy of Cancer calls us to pay close attention to our emotional states, teaching us the importance of self-awareness and emotional intelligence in all areas of our lives. This emotional intelligence is not just about understanding our own feelings, but also about learning how to channel these emotions effectively, transforming them into sources of strength and guidance. As we cultivate emotional intelligence, we find ourselves better equipped to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and grace. One of Cancer's most profound lessons lies in its invitation to embrace emotional vulnerability. In a world where many are taught to suppress their emotions or hide their true feelings, Cancer gently encourages us to open up, to express ourselves without fear of judgment or rejection. The ability to be vulnerable is often seen as a weakness, but Cancer's wisdom reveals it as a true source of power. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create space for authentic connections and experiences. We can engage with others in a way that is rooted in empathy, compassion, and trust. Cancer teaches us that vulnerability is not a sign of fragility but a testament to our emotional depth and the strength it takes to be open and real. This journey into vulnerability also extends to our relationship with ourselves. By allowing ourselves to feel, to experience every emotion without shame or guilt, we begin the process of deep self-acceptance. Cancer's energy gently reminds us that to truly love others, we must first love ourselves, in all our emotional complexity. Self-acceptance is the foundation of all healthy relationships, and Cancer's influence guides us toward this inner peace. It invites us to take a closer look at our emotional patterns, to understand where they come from, and to release those that no longer serve us. Through this process, we gain emotional freedom, allowing us to live more fully and authentically. Another powerful aspect of Cancer's spiritual wisdom is its ability to help us cultivate a sense of belonging. At its heart, Cancer represents home, family, and the emotional bonds that tie us together. This connection to home is not just about a physical space but about the feeling of emotional safety and support that we create for ourselves and for others. Cancer teaches us that true belonging comes from within, from feeling secure and grounded in our own emotional world. When we are at peace with ourselves, we can create spaces where others feel safe, valued, and loved. This sense of belonging is essential for our emotional well-being and contributes to our overall sense of fulfillment in life. The concept of home, as Cancer understands it, also extends to our relationship with the earth. Cancer, being a water sign, is deeply attuned to the rhythms of nature, to the cycles of life, and to the nurturing qualities of the natural world. By connecting with the earth and its cycles, we learn to mirror this connection in our own lives. Cancer's teachings encourage us to embrace the idea that we, too, are part of a greater whole. That our emotional and spiritual well-being are deeply interconnected with the environment around us. When we cultivate a sense of belonging not just with ourselves and others but with the world, we deepen our sense of purpose and our connection to the universe. As we continue to reflect on Cancer's wisdom, it becomes clear that emotional balance is another crucial aspect of the sign's influence. Cancer teaches us that emotions, while powerful, must be balanced with reason and understanding. The sign of Cancer does not ask us to deny our emotions but to find harmony between our emotional impulses and our rational thoughts. By balancing these two aspects of ourselves, we are able to navigate life with a sense of calm and clarity. Cancer's wisdom lies in its ability to help us create a sense of emotional equilibrium, one that allows us to feel deeply without being overwhelmed by our emotions. This balance is not something that happens overnight. It requires consistent practice and self-awareness, qualities that Cancer nurtures in us. By recognizing when our emotions are running high and taking the time to center ourselves, we can prevent emotional overwhelm from clouding our judgment. Cancer encourages us to create emotional boundaries, to understand that it's okay to step back and take a break when things feel too much. This ability to regulate our emotions not only contributes to our mental and emotional well-being but also helps us approach challenges with greater clarity and strength. Cancer's focus on emotional balance also extends to how we engage with others. In relationships, it can be easy to become too emotionally enmeshed with those we love, losing sight of our own needs and desires. Cancer teaches us the importance of maintaining emotional boundaries in relationships, creating space for both love and independence. This balance allows us to be fully present with others while also honoring our own emotional needs. By practicing this balance, we ensure that our relationships remain healthy and harmonious, free from emotional codependency and burnout. As we begin to integrate these lessons into our lives, we can see that Cancer's wisdom encourages us to approach our emotions with a sense of mindfulness and self-compassion. The journey Cancer offers is one of emotional maturity, where we learn to understand and embrace our feelings without judgment. This emotional maturity helps us create a life that is not only filled with love but also with peace and fulfillment. The more we honor our emotions and allow ourselves to be vulnerable, the more we step into our true power. The final key aspect of Cancer's spiritual wisdom that deserves attention is its ability to teach us about unconditional love. Cancer, as a water sign, is deeply connected to the concept of love in all its forms: romantic love, familial love, and the love we have for ourselves. Cancer shows us that love is not just an emotion but a state of being. It is a force that flows through us, nourishing and healing every aspect of our lives. To love unconditionally is to give freely, without expecting anything in return. It is to offer support, care, and kindness, regardless of the circumstances. Unconditional love is not about perfection, it's about acceptance. Cancer invites us to embrace both our light and shadow, recognizing that true love encompasses all aspects of ourselves and others. When we cultivate unconditional love, we create an environment where healing and growth can occur. This kind of love is the foundation of all our relationships. And Cancer teaches us to approach love with an open heart, free from the constraints of fear, judgment, and insecurity. In embracing Cancer's energy, we learn that love is not just an external force but an internal one that begins with self-love. When we love ourselves unconditionally, we open the door for others to love us in the same way. This reciprocal energy creates a flow of positivity that transforms our relationships, our sense of self, and our connection to the world around us. Cancer's wisdom shows us that to love deeply and unconditionally is to align with the most powerful force in the universe. Through love, we can heal, grow, and transform in ways that we never thought possible. As we explore Cancer's profound influence on our spiritual journey, we find that its wisdom offers us a deep and transformative path toward emotional healing, self-awareness, and love. Through vulnerability, emotional intelligence, and unconditional love, Cancer guides us to become more in tune with our inner selves, allowing us to live a life filled with peace, joy, and purpose. By embracing the teachings of Cancer, we open ourselves to the fullness of life, ready to experience all the love, growth, and transformation the universe has to offer. As we delve deeper into the energy of Cancer, another significant aspect of its spiritual wisdom lies in its ability to foster patience and emotional resilience. Cancer, deeply tied to the cycles of the moon, understands the ebb and flow of emotions, recognizing that some moments require us to rest, while others demand action. This understanding teaches us the importance of pacing ourselves. In a world that often glorifies constant movement and instant gratification, Cancer's influence reminds us that true transformation doesn't happen overnight. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, so too do the phases of our lives. By embracing these natural rhythms, we come to appreciate that our journey is not one of constant acceleration, but of gradual evolution. In this space of patience, Cancer shows us how to navigate the more difficult times in our emotional landscape. When we face challenges, Cancer's wisdom encourages us to pause, reflect, and trust that healing comes with time. Resilience is cultivated when we allow ourselves to go through the cycles of emotional growth without rushing or forcing the process. Learning to be emotionally resilient also means acknowledging when we need support. Cancer, with its nurturing qualities, teaches us that there is no shame in seeking help. The path to healing is often not one we walk alone. It's okay to lean on others, just as it's okay to give ourselves the compassion we so readily offer others. This emotional resilience isn't about bottling up our feelings or pushing them aside. It's about giving ourselves permission to experience them fully, process them, and allow them to teach us. In this way, Cancer's emotional wisdom helps us build a life that is rooted in self-compassion. A life where we learn to stand strong not in spite of our vulnerabilities but because of them. Alongside emotional resilience, Cancer's energy offers us deep insights into the art of emotional nurturing, particularly within our relationships. Cancer is known for its intuitive understanding of others' emotional needs. This sign teaches us that nurturing doesn't just mean providing physical care. It also means offering emotional support, a listening ear, and an empathetic heart. Cancer's influence encourages us to show up for others not by giving advice, but by simply holding space for their emotions, allowing them to be seen, heard, and understood. True emotional nurturing, as Cancer shows us, isn't about rescuing others from their feelings or offering quick solutions. It's about providing a safe environment where emotions can be freely expressed without judgment. This kind of emotional nurturing creates deep bonds between people, ones that are founded on trust, understanding, and mutual respect. When we look deeper into Cancer's energy, we realize that nurturing is also an important practice in our relationship with ourselves. Just as Cancer tends to those around them with care and patience, so too must we extend the same compassion to ourselves. Self-nurturing is not a luxury, it is an essential practice for emotional and spiritual well-being. When we take time to care for our emotional health, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply resting, we are better equipped to show up for others and meet life's challenges with clarity and calm. Cancer teaches us that self-nurturing is not indulgence, but a necessary part of maintaining balance in our lives. Through this practice, we learn that we are deserving of the same love and care we give to others. This internal nurturing process allows us to build a solid emotional foundation that supports not just our personal growth but also our ability to engage with the world in a more meaningful way. Cancer's energy also carries an inherent lesson on the importance of connection to our roots. Whether it's family, tradition, or heritage, Cancer's focus on roots invites us to examine what truly matters in our lives. The sense of home, both physically and emotionally, is central to Cancer's wisdom. It teaches us the importance of building a life that feels grounded, supported, and secure. When we are connected to our roots, we are better able to navigate the complexities of life with a strong sense of identity and purpose. This connection to our origins isn't about holding on to the past in a way that stifles growth. Rather, it's about honoring the lessons of the past while creating space for new experiences to shape our future. Cancer reminds us that it's okay to lean into the familiar, to seek comfort in our origins, and to allow those experiences to inform our present and future decisions. When we honor our roots, we create a deep sense of belonging that nurtures our spirit and allows us to expand into new areas of growth with confidence. The final aspect of Cancer's energy that brings profound spiritual wisdom is its guidance on how to cultivate true emotional safety. In a world where external circumstances can often leave us feeling unstable, Cancer's nurturing energy teaches us that emotional safety starts within. Creating a sense of emotional safety within ourselves allows us to approach life with a sense of inner peace, no matter what is happening around us. It's about finding that place inside of us that is untouched by fear, doubt, or negativity. Cancer's teachings show us that when we cultivate emotional safety, we can weather any storm with calm and clarity. This internal emotional safety is not about avoiding challenges or repressing emotions. Rather, it's about embracing our inner strength and trusting that we have the capacity to handle whatever comes our way. Cancer's influence helps us build this resilience from the inside out, allowing us to show up in the world as our true, authentic selves. As we reflect on the profound spiritual lessons Cancer offers, it becomes clear that embracing its wisdom means accepting ourselves in all of our emotional complexity. From the nurturing of our hearts to the patience we must learn in times of challenge, Cancer guides us to become more in tune with our own emotional needs, teaching us how to create deep, meaningful connections with others. It encourages us to trust our intuition, honor our past, and be present in the moment, while also reminding us of the importance of nurturing both ourselves and those around us. Through Cancer's teachings, we can transform our emotional experiences into powerful sources of growth, healing, and love. I hope today's exploration of Cancer's spiritual wisdom has inspired you to embrace the power of love, vulnerability, and emotional resilience. As we continue to learn from this nurturing sign, may we find peace within ourselves and a deeper connection to the world around us. If you resonated with the messages shared in this video, I invite you to subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more insights on how astrology can help guide you on your journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Don't forget to like and share this video with someone who might benefit from this wisdom. Together, let's continue to grow and transform, creating a life filled with love, balance, and inner peace.